Geno, I think Cheryl might be in the waiting room.
Gino, we can't hear you. Are we supposed to be hearing you?
It's time for a little comedy, a little content, and a lot of conversation. It's the Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube. And now here's your host, Geno Jones.
Hey, it is showtime. You all don't know. I'm so happy. The Geno Jones Show. We rebuke the enemy. We know he's busy. The hell with Satan. Blank Satan. I got guests on Being Nice tonight. So Monday through Friday, normal start days, start times, start days. Monday. Regular live broadcast days. Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time. Out on the West Coast, 4:30 p.m. Now, programming note real quick, no live show this Friday, all right? No live show this Friday. It was no live show last night, normally Monday through Friday. The Geno Jones Show brought to you by my good friends. The shout out to the town of Hollywood, South Carolina, Mayor Shardell Murray and Murray's Mortuary, 3 locations here in the Charleston, South Carolina metro area. They are brand new sponsors here, first sponsors of 2026. If you'd like to be a sponsor or advertise on the show, I would love to have you as part of the Geno Jones Show family. You can reach out to me, Geno Jones Show at Gmail. Also, I'll tell you how you can support the show financially using that same email address via Zelle, and I got a Cash App. All that's later, okay? Now, I have some guests. I'm so excited. The Black Expo 2026 is coming to Charleston. It's here. They got final touches. I got the CEO and his whole team. It's going to be this incredible panel that I'm honored to be a part of about heirs property. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about it later on in the show, okay? As I step off camera. But what I want to do, I have to shout out my engineer slash brother by another mother, Jordan. Big shout out to Jordan. So shout out to YouTube. So YouTube, they've made some really cool upgrades. Now, I don't know if I missed the email or they didn't send it or but anyway, they made these incredible upgrades, but they didn't tell me, oh, I missed that email. So it's been crazy for those who watch me on a regular basis. It's been all kind of crazy technical stuff with audio and video. So I want to thank everybody for their patience. But shout out to my engineer who's actually still hanging out with me right now. So Jordan McGrew, man, I love you, brother. You are family. You know it. Just super talented. This show wouldn't be possible without his expertise. He really helped me launch. I got to give him big props. 2, I need to shout out. I guess we got something on the screen here. I think he would probably tell me to click off that. 2. So this is one of these, what they call a program, MJ the Musical. Now the movie's coming out next month. I got it. But if this is off Broadway, it is really the story of Michael Jackson. So let me set it up real quick. Without spoiling it, so we don't need a spoiler alert. So the musical is set around the release and the subsequent tour of the Dangerous album that was produced by Teddy Riley, came out around 92-ish, 93, and there was a tour in conjunction with the release of the Dangerous album. Think about Remember the Time was on that album. Jam. It was a video, real cool video. Michael Jackson and I think Michael Jordan was in there. And then Heavy D was doing like the rap version, Jam. Dangerous is another song on that album, the title tune. So it's starts off, it's set around that time in this tour, and all the things that was involved, the things that Michael was going through to get this tour on. But it's also, it's like a flashback in a way. But they go back to the very beginning when he was little Michael Jackson, then teenage Michael Jackson when they left Motown and went to Columbia Records, and it was the Jacksons because Motown owned the name the Jackson 5, so they had to drop the 5, and it was the Jacksons. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Dum dum bum 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 bum. You remember that? Okay, so that's the Destiny album and all that. Then Michael goes solo, Off the Wall, and how he's pissed off because he should have got Album of the Year, and he was. And then Thriller, the rest is history. Then we got to Bad and to Dangerous. So there are 3 versions of Michael. There's the MJ version of Michael Jackson from the Bad album and Dangerous. There's more like the teenage, late teen, early 20 Michael that was Off the Wall and Thriller. Then there was Little Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5. Listen, you got a lot of concerts. You got no shade to rappers. You got rappers that's charging people $500 or $1,000 for a ticket. I don't know what the tickets were. I don't know what the costs were, but I would have paid $500 to see this play. So the bottom line, if it comes to your city, if you got any kind of good feelings about Michael Jackson, if you love anything about from Lil Michael, from Off the Wall, Thriller, Dangerous, if you like Michael Jackson, if you love Michael Jackson, it is awesome. It is breathtaking. Yes, breathtaking. So I have to shout out MJ the Musical. They did a great job. All right, listen. Speaking of exciting, the Black Expo Charleston 2026 kicks off on Thursday, tomorrow. Then Friday, we got the Taste of Black Charleston. Saturday, the main event. Yes, the main event, this year's Black Expo. And I am so honored to be a part of a panel that talks about, it's going to educate us about heirs property. You know, many of us, unfortunately, over the course of our history as African Americans here on this stolen land, that a lot of our ancestors had their property stolen. So we've got an expert panel here to educate everybody about how they can protect their heirs' property, especially now with gentrification and folks like you trying to come in. Hey, if you need money, you need some money, we'll give you cash on the spot. That's a trick. As my grandfather said, don't get put in the trick bag. So this seminar is going to really protect people where they can protect their heirs' property. It's so important that this property can stay in the family for generations and generations. So I don't want to waste any more time because I'm so excited. We got everybody on screen. So the CEO, the face that's familiar to you, the CEO of the Black Pages USA and the Black Expo this year, 2026. Part of the Geno Jones Show family, CEO Darren Thomas. Also, we have Dorothea Bernique. We have my man Brett Watford, and we have, hello, Cheryl Reed. I'm glad you got the link. So I'm so honored to have everybody. I am honored that you all even wanted me to be a part of this panel, this education session that is so important about heirs property, because it's something that a lot of times it's not discussed in our community, and it needs to be, because unfortunately there have been too many cases of homes that have been in our families for decades that sometimes the parents or grandparents they get older, maybe health conditions, and the siblings they move to different cities and they got family, and sometimes it's just a matter of just paying the taxes. So I've got the experts on camera with me right now. So Darren, I'm gonna let you play co-host tonight, brother. I'm gonna toss it to you, and you can move it around between Dorothea and Brett and Cheryl. But I want to thank Dorothea and Cheryl and Darren. I mean, and Brett, we've been talking on the phone. Brett, I feel like we know each other, man. Like we might be second or third cousins. We've been talking so much. But this is, I'm so glad you guys are doing this seminar. So Darren, why don't you take it away and set everything up in terms of, and this is going to be happening. And it's two seminars, two sessions this Saturday discussing heirs property. So Darren, my brother, co-host, take it away.
All right. So first of all, thank you, Geno, for having me. Thank you for having my partners on. Geno, what I try to share with people, Black Expo in its 28 years, paramount to our success have been the depth of collaborative relationships and partnerships that we've had in the community over that time. And yes, we're excited about the kickoff tomorrow night, the Black-owned wine and spirit sampling. We talked about that on the show. Friday night, the Taste of Black Charleston, where we highlight African-American chefs, caterers, and restaurants. And of course, the big day on Saturday. Yes, we are excited about Don Staley, David Banner, Zacardi Cortez, the Men of Family Business, all of those beautiful, exciting things that make Expo experience what it is. However, what I reminded the marketplace and the community is that Black Expo in its purest form, we focus on the 5 pillars of moving communities forward: economic empowerment through wealth generation, entrepreneurship, careers, jobs, health, and education. So tonight's guests who are joining me are 2 examples of collaborative partnerships, and I'll start with Ms. Bernice. We've had a relationship with Increasing Hope going back to our Black Pages days, but what they have recently launched with the city of Charleston and Wells Fargo is really profound for the Low Country community. And it's financial empowerment centers. I'm going to let her share that. And the reason why I get excited about this is that several reasons. Geno, financial literacy. I grew up in a family where I understood the dynamics of making financial decisions and just basic financial decisions, and observing parents who made financial literacy a part of our daily lives. And unfortunately, I saw friends who weren't exposed to that and either suffered through bad decisions financially, not understanding how to open a checking account, how to balance an account, how to work through a budget, all of those things. And what Ms. Bernice and Wells Fargo and the city have done, it's just been, first of all, hosting it here in Charleston. Charleston is one of the launch sites, I think speaks volumes for the community. On the other side, Center for Heirs Property. Brett and Cheryl, we've got a relationship that goes back with Heirs Property for years. But I'm going to use a personal story here. I was sharing with Brett and Cheryl several months ago, Geno, yes, I've had the ugly situations of family members who moved up north and my great-grandmother parceling off property, and each of those kids, the siblings and their descendants inherited property, and those family members, with the way my grandmother divided the property, it was to keep it in the family, and because one family member didn't pay the property taxes and didn't share, that property was lost. But on a personal note, I was sharing with Brett and Cheryl, and I encouraged them, and I'm so glad that they entered this partnership. I had a personal situation when my father died 20 years ago, and I was trying to apply for the homestead exemption for my mother who still lives in the house. Well, unbeknownst to me, the clerk of court in the county, the rural county that I grew up, made an error. And it wasn't until I went to apply for the homestead exemption that I realized that my father's estate was never appropriately managed, or it wasn't appropriately labeled. And had I succumbed, my sons would have inherited a mess, which potentially could have led to property that had been in my family for 200 years being lost.
Wow. And
when I shared with Brett and Cheryl, they said, Darren, what you've encountered is not something that's out of the ordinary. Unfortunately, we see those cases. So I encourage them to look at Black Expo as a forum to really educate the community on how to best position ourselves. And I will share with you, Geno, my wife and I, having learned from those experiences, we structured our trust and our estate plans to make certain it's done in a way that our kids and hopefully our grandkids won't have to worry about some of the issues that we've had. So, again, while we're excited about so many great things about Black Expo, these two partners have really come to the forefront to make Black Expo more meaningful and impactful in the community. Ms. Bernique, if you would just share with what we hope to accomplish on Saturday.
Sure. First of all, thank you so much, Darren and Geno, for having me, and definitely a shout out to Wells Fargo, who is our partner that helps to make this program being brought to the Charleston area actually possible. And what the FEC is, the Financial Empowerment Center it's a program that allows Increasing Hope to help execute financial counseling to anyone in our community with any income level for any length of time. Therefore, we can actually work with individuals in the community who may be struggling with their finances or just want to learn how to do more with what they have to better execute on their income and to get better results, to become more economic, have more economic mobility, to be able to participate in our community and in systems because they have better credit, because they can make better choices with their finances. And so this partnership is a nationwide model. There are over 35, 40 sites across the country. And so we are ecstatic to be able to bring this model to the Charleston area in collaboration with the city of Charleston and Wells Fargo. So basically what it means financial freedom for our community.
So what does that look like, Ms. Bernique,
Sure.
to like just the average everyday person that may not be like super, I don't want to say financially is
Savvy.
you don't know what you don't know. Savvy, yes.
Right.
Because
Right.
I don't like
Exactly.
illiterate,
Yeah.
because sometimes that could hit people the wrong way. But if you don't know something, you don't know something. Being
Exactly.
illiterate means that you don't know because no one taught you. So that's no fault of your own. Financially savvy. So thank you that you were reading my mind. But what does that look like for those who may not be as savvy in this area?
Right. Well, what it looks like is us coming along beside you. Number one, our philosophies that hang on the wall in our office and we practice it every day is number one, we let people know that there's always hope. So it's never too late for them to come in and engage in our services. The next thing we say is we do not judge them. And so they don't have to worry about coming in and us making judgments about them based upon where they are. And then lastly, collaboration is key, which has made this FEC possible. But we start with them where they are. We're going to start with that budget. We're going to figure out what's your income, what's your liabilities, and we're going to take you through an in-depth process to help you discover exactly where you are. And we will work with you on an individual basis based on your particular case to get you to another level of financial freedom. And so what it looks like is you receiving a person's undivided attention every time you come to the table for us to get you to another level of learning how to better manage your money so you can manage your life.
So does part of that come with maybe any kind of financial products like a loan or second loan or something like that?
No, it doesn't. No,
nothing like that.
Well,
okay,
that's a trick question, because see, it kind of it does and it doesn't. Meaning
Okay.
we do not do the loans. But if you work with us and you get your credit to where it needs to be, then you can qualify for any loan that you want. You can become that homeowner. So we do credit rebuilding. We do home ownership. We do again, if someone's made a mistake and at the edge of foreclosure, we can help them with foreclosure prevention. We free tax preparations and we help our entrepreneurs. So we have a one-stop shop of economic mobility sitting right in the heart of Charleston, North Charleston, and we are ready to serve.
Well, thank you. So listen, Ms. Bernique, it wasn't intended to be a trick question, but
I'm joking with
I know,
you.
and so let me explain to you the reason, and I'm sure you probably have an idea why I asked, because, like roughly 20 years ago, there were a lot of people in our community that just had some issues in terms of not being able, they had products that didn't really work out for them. A lot of people, because they didn't have the knowledge, they weren't savvy. So some people are kind of nervous.
Right.
It could be some of our parents or grandparents. Maybe they kind of got burnt,
Right.
20 years ago. So that's why I was asking. I know you all had some safeguards, but I just wanted to convey that to people who may be watching, who may still be a little nervous. It's like, no, listen, this organization, they are here to help you, and
Yeah.
we know you may be a little skittish, but and all my viewers know if I co-sign, then you good. So if I'm co-signing, y'all have to worry about
Right, right. And what I will share is Increasing Hope in the Financial Empowerment Center. We're safe spaces. We understand, we know people have had experiences that maybe not turned out very well. And we know sometimes they don't trust our standard banking institutions yet, but we are here to be that advocate. Number one, to educate you, empower you, and equip you, and be that advocate for you, and make sure you're using safe products and services in our community. So that's what we're here to
Man,
do.
come on,
And,
my
and
sister.
I tell you,
I knew
we
you were
love
going to
it.
knock it out. I was really setting you up because I know you were going to take it home. But
Oh, my goodness.
those are real conversations, and those are real conversations that we have to have. You
Yeah.
know,
Absolutely.
because
Absolutely.
those are conversations that are had in our homes, kitchen tables, and
Exactly.
whatever. And especially, like I said, we have family members. Maybe some folks that they've had bad experiences. I mean,
right.
God, I had grandparents. My grandfather was almost 100 when he passed, so I had grandparents that lived through the Great Depression. So they were my grandfather did have a bank account, but he always had cash. Always had, because they lived through the experience of what happened with the Great Depression, kind of similar when it came to going to doctors, because they literally lived through all the horrible medical experimentation and using our ancestors as guinea pigs. So you have to understand a person's frame of reference. So that's why I wanted you to convey that. So you knocked it out the park, Dorothea. So thank you. Darren, who do you want to bring up next, man?
Brett and Cheryl, man. Brett and Cheryl. These guys, as I mentioned, they reaffirmed what I had hoped, that my wife and I were back on the right track. It certainly gave my elderly mom, a great amount of comfort, knowing should she leave that things were corrected with my deceased father's estate. And again, I'm just one example. And Geno, I believe in divine purpose. And I tell you, and I was telling my staff, I believe that God put me in that scenario to help me understand. Here I am, a college educated individual that could easily fall into something that's out of, and Center for Heirs Property. And when I sat down with Brett about 3.5 months ago, and he helped me understand the depth of what they were really charged with in their mission, Gina, I was like, oh my God, because I've had friends tell me about property loss. I've had friends particularly in the coastal regions, great stories, Darren. We owned that property, we lost it. Oh my God, my children, could have been in a better position, blah, blah. So, and Gino, here's the thing. Issues like that go beyond communities of color. They really do.
Yeah.
It happens to anyone. But again, Cheryl and Brett were so gracious to engage in this partnership, not only with Black Expo in Charleston, but also in Columbia. So we're excited. So Brett, Cheryl, help me tell our story.
Sure. First off, Darren, just want to say thank you to you and your team. We're so excited to partner with you all this year for the Charleston Black Expo and Columbia. Gino, thank you so much for moderating our sessions. We're so excited to have
I'm
you.
honored, man. Thank you.
Dorothea, it's always great to see you. Just such wonderful things about the Financial Education Center. And we've been working with Dorothea's group for many, many years. Our paths and missions intersect. And so, as Darren was saying, you hear these stories, unfortunately, all the time with families about loss. Dorothea was talking about education. Education is very crucial for what we do because, as you even said, Gino, families don't sit around the dinner table talking about a will or planning for the future because sometimes that they can't get to that. They might, and often what we found is it's also lack of access to information and knowledge. And heirs property can be a very tricky process and difficult for families to grasp what it is. So what our goal is with these educational sessions on Saturday is to first help everyone that attends get a better understanding of what heirs property is and how those situations can arise. Because there's different ways that may arise. You know, one, for example, being someone dying without a will is one example. And then also having heirs property can create a lot of barriers for families because what happens when heirs property occurs is that there's no clear title to the land or it's a tangled title. And as you know, with any financial institutions, if you don't have a clear title, you can't get assistance for any, say, for example, home repairs for a home that might be on your property. Often it's been difficult for families with heirs property not having that clear title to get assistance for during disaster times. So there's just those are just a few examples of the many barriers that families face with heirs property. So we'll talk about the legal tools available and the services we provide such as estate planning and probate and title clearing to help these families really understand how they can navigate through the process and that they can see at the end of the tunnel there, you know, how they can secure their property for the next generation. And so we'll have on our panel, in addition to our moderator, Gino, we'll have one of our staff attorneys who will kind of help folks understand heirs property and all of our legal work and address questions that the audience might have as well. But one other piece that's very important to our work is also our sustainable forestry program or land utilization. Because what we have found also is once we help families secure that their future and their family land and legacy for generations to come, you know, resolving that heirs property, you know, we're like, how else can we help families really take advantage of this land that they might have? And so that is why we created and established our sustainable forestry program back in 2013 to really help families make the land work for them, right? And so we'll have one of our foresters also on the panel that will talk about our sustainable forestry program and the different options and practices that are available to landowners for practices that in turn, such as harvesting timber or other agricultural practices, conservation practices, all of those can help in creating generational income for families.
Yeah, that is important. Cheryl, you want
Yes.
to take the baton there and
Share it over to
continue?
you.
So basically, one of, as Brett was explaining, some of the services that we provide, I think another big service that we provide out in the community is we do focus on land, but we do work a lot with homeowners, helping families probate their loved one's estate is something that's really big and we do a lot of. So we don't want that to be missed on everybody that, that is a big part of what we do because I have found that, I've referred friends and family to the center because it is very hard after you've lost a loved one to kind of navigate what am I supposed to do next, right? They're without a will. They're trying to figure out how to clear that estate. They want to hold on to their home, to their loved one's home, and that's what we're there for. We are an organization that I believe we have on staff 9 attorneys.
Wow.
We have attorneys on staff that help. These services are free. And that's what we keep trying to tell people, don't struggle with it. And most importantly, don't just let it stay there because we tend to do that. I mean, that's just how we are, We're just going to leave it sometimes and we think we're going to get back to it. And that's when we start to create this ongoing thing. So that's big. That's the one thing I wanted to mention. The next thing is we are out in the community. We are not just, located in the heart of North Charleston. We have wills clinics. This is a big piece of one of those tools that we try to put back out into our community because nobody wants to talk about preparing a will. Nobody. But if we can make it accessible and put it in our community so that you can feel comfortable at your local church We partner with tons of local churches throughout South Carolina to put on Wills clinics. It's one of our biggest community outreach avenues that we have. So we have continued to do this process. It's one of the main reasons I love working here, because we get to you can actually see how much help we're putting out in the community. You see the change. You realize what's going on. You see that one of our actually Josh is our chief programs in policy officer now, but he was talking about seeing the will come back that he prepared 15 years ago, because that means the family member has passed. They're now trying to go through the will, and now they're writing a new one for their family.
So on that note,
That's how we are. That's what we've been doing. Yeah.
wonderful. But on that note, Cheryl, I do want to ask, you have attorneys that are working with people and families to put together a will. Do some of those attorneys, will they work with, or can they work with some of those same families that maybe want to do what Darren did, and his wife was very smart, set up a trust?
Great question. We will definitely talk about that. So we have partners. We have our services. We are heavy on ears property. These things can run generational. So we're one of the few organizations in Charleston that actually will take on what we call multi-generational ears property issues. We are working on trust as a product to bring, because as we've come out in the community more and more, we have noticed that even over the past 5 years, our community has started to talk more and more about how can I set up a trust. So what we're supposed to do, we're supposed to pivot and get knowledge. So our attorneys are working on that. But in the meantime, we're partnering with other attorneys that do work in trust. And what we do is we normally have attorneys that work with us come out to some of our community events. Those are the attorneys that we have vetted so that we can call them a partner for our community.
Beautiful.
So yes, we are working on that, and we can have a resource for them for trust.
All right, so Darren, I'm going to bring it back to you in a minute to kind of close out and remind everybody about Saturday and coming out to this great event and what people need to do. But if you don't mind, so Cheryl, this is going to be for you and for Brett and for Dorothea. If there's someone, for whatever reason, maybe people can't get off because they have to work, or maybe they, with all this pollen in the air, colds and allergies are flaring up. But for those who may not be able to make it, if there's one thing that you would want to share with anyone that owns property, you got a house, your mom, dad bought it, or grandparents. If there's one thing that you would tell people watching right now, the one thing they need to do before they can get to you guys, what would that be? And it doesn't matter who takes it first, Cheryl, Darren, or Cheryl, Brett, or Dorothea.
That's a great question, Geno. And there's so many different situations with families. One of the steps that we've seen, not only do our attorneys provide the legal services, but they work with families and bringing all the family members together. So I would say one of the first things is having a discussion with your family, talking about what your steps are, who might be the spokesperson, and to kind of start internally. And then, certainly we are here for families to then reach out to the center.
Great answer. Cheryl and Dorothea, anything you ladies want to add to that?
Dorothea, I'll let you go.
Sure. Oh, thanks, Cheryl. I think from the increasing hope perspective, not necessarily something that they can do, but a word of encouragement for people who are dealing with personal finances and feel like they've made mistakes that may be beyond repair or whatever. My encouragement to you is to know that there is hope. Increasing Hope Financial Training Center, helping others prosper economically. There is hope for your situation. The mistakes that you've made, the low credit score, and everything that's gone on in reference to your personal finances, there is hope. So give us a call. Come out to the Black Expo on Saturday. We will be signing people up for their individual appointments on the spot, and we will be there to come along beside you to walk through and walk with you on your journey to financial freedom.
So Dorothea, can I both hands up in the air? I wasn't blessed enough to work with you guys, but what you said about making a mistake, because God knows I have made my mistakes. I got both hands up in the air, but there is hope, you know, and I'm happy and I thank the good Lord that I'm able to say that I am on the other side of that. But I know what it's like, man, when you in that abyss and in that, and it seems like no matter, you know, for one step you take, it's like the enemy's pulling you back 3 steps. It just seems like, but you just nose to the grindstone. It just, hope is, I couldn't have came up with one better word. Just hope and execute the plan. And sometimes you have to be patient with yourself. You beat yourself up, but you know, I have a saying that I say to my daughter, life be lifing.
Yes.
Life is going to do what life does.
It is.
Whether you want it or not, life is going to be life. And so, you know, you just want to, you know,
they don't have to go through it. They don't have to go through that journey or feel as if they're alone anymore. Again, they can have someone alongside them every step of the way to encourage, provide the information, the empowerment that they need to get on the other side, as you said, Geno.
But you know what's so important, Dorothea? Let me I want to just amplify and tag what you just said. A lot of it, what can make it worse is the shame. Sometimes we are embarrassed or ashamed, and we don't want people to listen. Some of the same folks is talking, throwing shade. If you look at their credit score, it's like you'd be like, "Oh wait, I thought mine was." So don't let the embarrassment. But we're human, but a lot of times, I know, I'm sure, Dorothea, you've seen that a lot. That a lot of people are hesitant to come because they are embarrassed or ashamed.
And that's why that philosophy of, you know, we're not here to judge. We want people to know that Increasing Hope is a safe place for them. So, yeah.
Beautiful. Cheryl?
You know, I'm going to just end it like this. Dorothea said some good stuff. Brett's told you about us. But I think if you couldn't make out to the expo and you're wondering and you heard all of this, you know, you could actually stop by where we're located at on Rivers Avenue in the TOC. Interestingly enough, if you come in that building, you're seeking either one of us, you're going to find those resources right there, right? And so that's what most people didn't know. We are actually, we're sweet partners. We're right across the hall from each other. So if you can make it there, you know, because you have some financial difficulties with Increasing Hope, and you can make it there and you go, you know what? I've got this land issue because it's all sitting right here. You step right on into the Opportunity Center and you'll find the Center for Heirs Property, and you're going to find Increasing Hope in one space.
Well, since you said that, give us the address and give us the hours and give people contact information. I'm sure there's a website. People can follow you online, social media platforms, you know, Instagram and all that. But, you know, sometimes, you know, Big Mama, our grandparents, they may not be that, you know, super savvy, you know, but
they can get,
they're like, look, I got this rotary phone, baby, give me that number so I can call these people or call my transportation and have them take me to the building. So
take you to the building. So Opportunity Center, you can find Increasing Hope or Center for Heirs Property. We're located at 8570 Rivers Avenue. And we are actually right across. You'll see the McDonald's sitting right next in that same parking lot. And the building is called the TOC. It's called Opportunity Center, a nice, beautiful white building that our wonderful partner is there located with us. So this is where you can find us.
8570 Rivers Avenue.
That's right.
And I know that McDonald's going toward Goose Creek. You know, that's a big landmark.
Exactly. That's us.
Thank you. Beautiful. All right. So, Darren, for those who want to come out this Saturday, there are 2 sessions. So let everybody know what they need to do to come on out and take advantage of this wonderful opportunity.
Well, and let me say this. Also, Geno, on stage that afternoon, Wells Fargo, the city of Charleston, and Increasing Hope will sponsor a financial empowerment session, fireside chat on the main stage. But to your point, for those that want to come out, thanks to our good friends at Heirs Property, if they sign up for one of their panel discussions, they can get in Black Expo free. They just have to go to our website, sign up to attend one of those sessions. They'll get an e-ticket. That e-ticket will get them in the panel discussion. That'll get their ticket in the Black Expo to see Don Staley, David Banner, all the other things. They just got to pre-register for any of those sessions, and they get in free. And to go to our website for more information, blackexposouth.com. Very quickly, tomorrow night is our kickoff, our Black-owned wine and spirit sampling, the Taste of Black Charleston. Tomorrow night sold out, by the way, Geno. And Friday night, the Taste of Black Charleston, getting close to selling out. And then, of course, Black Expo on Saturday. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. And again, I just want to say again how much I appreciate these two partners, Increasing Hope, Center for Heirs Property, for what they do beyond Black Expo in our community, because our goals are synonymous when it comes to financial empowerment. And
so the panels, give everybody the times of the panels.
Okay, so you've got an 11 a.m. and you've got a 12 p.m. Panel discussion. And those are in the meeting rooms at the convention center. Just go to our website, blackexposouth.com.
And the expo opens Saturday morning at the Charleston Area Convention Center, 10 a.m., right?
That's correct.
That's right next door to the Coliseum, everybody. So right next door to the Coliseum.
Absolutely. Free parking.
Free park. And listen, for the grandkids and those nieces and nephews is always asking your grandma or your grandfather to give you some money. They may not, they may not be on the internet like that. So, they can't go online to go ahead and register to get in free. So that's where you help your grandma out, help your aunt, your uncle
Absolutely.
out. Going to enter form. You got that phone,
That's right.
You probably got the phone in your hand anyway online. So in between your Snapchats and your Instagram videos, put that to good use and go to give us a website again where they can register, Darren.
blackexposouth.com.
There you go. Y'all got it. Go online and register, so make sure your mom or dad or your grandparents can get in there. All right, and then you can go with them and hang out, because it's gonna be something for everything for all
Everybody.
ages. Thank you,
Absolutely.
man. Thank you so much, Dorothea Bernique. I love that last name. Is that French? That's French, right? Or French Creole?
It is. It's French. Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. So, see, I know. 7th grade French. It's been a minute, but I remember a little bit. Brett Wadford, Cheryl Reed. I'm excited to see everybody. This is so important. So thank you all for just blessing the community with this, because we could really make a difference. And there's somebody that maybe they think they're in a dire situation, but Dorothea, like you said, you're not alone. You got this information. Please come out. But even if you can't make it, 8570 Rivers Avenue, come on out, because it's something, it can be hard to talk about. But there's been too many cases, like Darren said, to where there's been property in our families for decades, maybe almost a century, and it just got lost, and it shouldn't have. So we definitely need to do that. So thank you all so much. Darren, was there anything else that we left out that we need to cover?
No, man, I think we covered it. And we look forward to seeing everybody this weekend.
Yes, it's going to be one heck of a weekend, kicking off tomorrow night, but that's sold out. The Wine and Food Festival sold out. You said a few tickets left for the Taste of Black Charleston. They should go online, right? Is there any
Everything's on the website. Certainly is.
So there are no brick and mortar locations where they can buy tickets. All the tickets are e-tickets, right? Online.
Everything's e-ticket. Exactly.
BlackExpoSouth.com.
BlackExpoSouth.com.
Thank you. Dorothea Bernique, Brett Wadford, Cheryl Reed, and of course, my brother by another mother, Mr. Darren Thomas. Thank you all.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you all. Thank you, Darren.
All right.
This was a great panel, everybody. I hope that you all got a lot out of it. So if you got some property in your family, it's so important. Hey, listen, thank you for letting me be a part of your life. As always, God bless each and every one of you, and especially you, God, most of all. Thank you for letting me do the Geno Jones Show live Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 6:30 Central Time, 4:30 p.m. on the West Coast. Tell everybody to subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. Like, share, and subscribe. Once we've crossed the threshold, 1K plus 1K new subscribers. Thank you so much. I need to get in touch with YouTube. Listen, we talk about this partnership, YouTube, but continue. My next goal is to get 100,000 and then 1 million. That's my next marker. So now we're going for 100,000 new subscribers. So continue to spread the word, like, share, and subscribe. Leave your comments, please. Please leave your comments below in the comment section. Thank you so much. The Geno Jones Show brought to you by the town of Hollywood, South Carolina, Mayor Chardell Murray and Murray's Mortuary. They got 3 locations here in our area. So thank you, Mayor Murray. You'll be seeing Mayor Murray on the show. The 3 locations of Murray's Mortuary, you got Johns Island, South Carolina, North Charleston, South Carolina, and you got the town of Hollywood, South Carolina. If you'd like to support the show financially, first, if you'd like to be a sponsor, like the town of Hollywood, South Carolina, I would be honored to have you as part of the Geno Jones Show family. Shoot me an email, genojonesshow@gmail. No, the Geno Jones Show. That's how you spell it, @gmail.com. Also, if you would like to support the show financially via Zelle, use that same email address, genojonesshow@gmail.com. Or you can support the show financially using Cash App, $Dad G Jones, all one word, $, capital D, lowercase a d, capital G J, lowercase ONES, $Dad G Jones on Cash App. No amount is too small or too large. Shout out to Allie Jones, the official wardrobe consultant and stylist for the Geno Jones Show. Check her out in her Lexi Jones collection on Instagram or IG, LX.NCL _ is that little dash, LX.NCL _ Shout out to Markell Bailey, the official barber and hairstylist for the Geno Jones Show, the CEO of Designer Cuts here in the Charleston, South Carolina Metro. Check him and his artistry. He is an artist. He is a master barber. Check him out on IG, Instagram, Kel B Cutting Up, KELBECUTTINUP. All right, thank you, everybody. Once again, thanks to the CEO of the Black Pages USA and the Charleston Black Expo 2026, Darren Thomas, and all those that came on this Heirs Property panel seminar going to have come out. And knowledge is power. Come out and get all the information you need to make sure that you can maintain and keep that Big Mama's house. That house has been in your family 50, 75 years, 100 years. Don't lose that. We're going to make sure that you keep it. Thank you. I love you guys. We'll see you live Thursday. No programming note, no live show this Friday. The Taste of Black Expo, I will be there. Maybe next year I'll broadcast live. But anyway, Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, the next live episode of the Geno Jones Show. If you missed anything, any part of the show, just go back, binge watch this and all my back episodes. Got them right here. Once again, please leave your comments in the comment section below. Click on the like button right now. Like, share, and subscribe to the Geno Jones Show YouTube channel. I love you. Love is a word that is not a noun. I know Webster said that love is a verb. Love is a noun. No, love is a verb. In spite of what the dictionary says, love is a verb. That means love is an action word. Show me you love me. Yeah, I love hearing it. But show me. Let your actions and your behavior, let your walk every day, your walk show me by your actions that you love me, because I love you. And we'll see you Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for watching again, everybody.
Subscribe and tune in to the next episode of The Geno Jones Show, exclusively right here on YouTube.